All right, so I know a lot of people have been wondering why haven't I been riding the slalom? And it's a weird and interesting reason why I haven't. Now, this bike is super awesome. I put some great upgrades on it. Rides really good. But there's one thing that's been feeling weird about this bike, and it's really been annoying me. I haven't been able to put my finger on it. Some of the reason is because I haven't tried. But today I wanted to bring it out, and I was like, I gotta figure out what's going on. So you hear that? So when I let the bike down, it rattles really bad. And upon further investigation, I think my fork or my headset has a little play in it. So I gotta go to the bike shop and see what's going on with that. We're gonna go check out the guys at Rhythm Cycles. And I just happen to have the shirt on today, not sponsored. That's super funny. I planned to go ride. I didn't even plan on going to a bike shop. It felt good riding it, but in chunky stuff, that rattling, it just felt a little off. It was a little jarring. So I want to try to get that fixed and see if we could take this bike to the trail and see if it's a lot better. Because initially I thought it was the rear suspension, and I was like, man, I don't feel like dealing with this suspension, having to buy a new shock, even though I probably should, but I think this is decent enough for what I'm using it for. So let's go in here and see what they could do for it. All right, so I was at Rhythm Cycles getting my headset tuned up or whatever's going on with the Ozark Trail, and look what I saw here. The brand new XTR just dropped today. And we got Robert here from Shimano. What perfect timing we had today.
Hey guys.
So this is something that I know nothing about. So I'm gonna let Robert talk to y'all about what this is all about. This is new XTR wireless shifter.
Yeah, so this is our new drivetrain, new XTR from Shimano. Basically, completely wireless. As you can see, super clean cockpit. We got new brakes, new shifter, new derailleur, 12-speed, backwards compatible. So use it with your current 12-speed kit from Shimano and upgrade it to wireless. New fluid. We refined position, so the brake lever comes into you now, because mountain bikers ride with wide stance, not narrow. Come up, and XTR actually has a 5-degree sweep up, so it kind of just feels perfect, feels like a nice handshake.
These brakes are so much more powerful.
We just made it back home. I had to leave it there for a little bit, make sure they get everything checked out, make sure the headset and everything is good to go, because we got to get that thing up and running. I had my doubts about it, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this thing is not as smooth as I thought it was gonna be. Little did I know, my headset was loose. So it does pay to know a little bit about a bike, because I could have diagnosed this way sooner. I thought it was just the rear shock that was rattling. But besides that, let me know what you think about that new Shimano XTR wireless drivetrain. Now, I'm not a fan of all that kind of stuff, but if I were to buy it, I would go Shimano. I'm not a huge fan of SRAM, especially since the last mishap I had with those brakes. I was doing a wheelie and I looped out. I pulled the brake, it didn't grab, went all the way down to my knuckle, tried to put my arm down, and the rest was history. But I haven't run SRAM brakes since. I haven't been a fan of the SRAM wireless drivetrain. We interrupt this program because I gotta explain myself. I know it's people out there probably wondering, why don't you like the SRAM wireless drivetrain? And that's because of this. This is the Priority HXT. Now, if I'm gonna have a chain and a cassette and all that, I would just rather have mechanical shifting and all of that. It's kind of the same. It's just as smooth in my opinion. I've ridden the SRAM GX and XX or whatever all that stuff is, And the high end or even the mid-tier drivetrains, they still shift super smooth. Even this Ozark Trail, that thing shifts so smooth, it's actually incredible. But this right here, this Priority HXT, this is the wireless pinion gearbox. Now this is impressive. There's no chain, no anything. The only thing people have to say bad about it is the weight and the engagement. And I can live with that because for this kind of technology, that's impressive to me. Now look at this. I'm switching gears and I'm not even on the bike. I don't have to pedal or anything. I can switch the gear and it's in the gear without me even having to pedal it. Now that's innovative in my opinion. So these other ones with just wireless drivetrain, it's still got a cassette and all that. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's not that impressive. But when I can just switch gears without pedaling, and once I get on the bike, it's in that gear. Now that's innovative in my opinion. I'm impressed by that. So it's because of this, I was introduced to this, why I'm not that impressed with these new wireless drivetrains. But I do like what Shimano is doing, and let me tell you why. Because Shimano can give you something like the Shimano Qs that's super affordable, that's actually on the Ozark Trail, all the way up to a wireless drivetrain. Now I know a lot of people think that I'm sponsored by Walmart. I'm not, but I have to use Walmart as an example right here. Walmart now allows you to get an entry-level mountain bike that you can upgrade to the moon if you want to. And that reminds me of Shimano, because now they have super entry-level drivetrains and brakes that you can buy as much brake power or as high-end drivetrain as you want now. So if you want to stay in one ecosystem, it is nice to have all the different options within one company. It makes it a lot easier. It's a lot easier to become familiar with that company because you are able to grow from all the way down at the bottom all the way to the top with them. So I do think it's a huge advantage for Shimano to offer so much variety. Now the same can be said about spreading themselves thin, but I don't really think that it's a bad idea to do it the way they're doing it, because if somebody from as far back as a beginner all the way up to a professional level rider have those options, I think it'll all be able to even out, if that makes sense. But I honestly am excited to see how this bike rides now, because I was thinking I needed a new rear suspension, and I really don't think I do to get out of this bike what I'm trying to get out of it. So it'll be interesting to see how this bike rides once we go pick it up and take it out to the trails. So I plan to pick it up today. They said it should be done, and I'll be able to take it out to the trails tomorrow. And I also have a new bike coming in, never before seen, never before ridden this company. So I think it'll be exciting, and I think it's a great addition to anybody who's looking to have a variety of different bikes. All right, we made it back to Rhythm Cycles. We're gonna go in here and pick up the Ozark Trail and see if it's gotten any better than it was. It was some rattle in the headset. They had to readjust it. So let's see if it knocked it out completely or if it'll come back. All right, this feels a lot better than it did at first. This definitely feels a lot better. Like it feels more plush. Like it's still got a little bit of rattle in it just because this headset is cheap, but it feels a lot better.